Hi guys, it's Nadine. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a dessert that's not only fun and festive at Christmas, but honestly delicious all year round. Trifle. The best part, we're making every component from scratch. The jelly, the Swiss roll, the custard, and then bringing it all together in the final assembly. I'm so excited about this because when you look at the finished trifle, you'll be able to say, I made that completely from scratch. Sure, you could use store-bought versions, but let's be real, where's the fun in that? Trifle dates back to the 16th century England, where it started as a simple cream dessert before evolving into the layered masterpiece we know today. In South Africa, trifle has become a Christmas classic, often appearing on festive tables alongside malva pudding and milk tart. Most of these elements can be prepared ahead of time, and I've already done some of the prep yesterday. So today we'll put it all together step by step. Let's get started. Step 1 of making the trifle is to start with the jelly. You want the jelly to set as firm as possible. There's going to be 2 jelly layers. I chose blackcurrant flavored and raspberry flavored. You can really choose any flavor. I know I want to top it with fresh berries, so I went with flavors that was going to complement that. So first step is we are going to empty our syrup out of our cans. At the end of the day, you want to use 125 of those milliliters. This is actually a kind of a fun tip to go with everything. Instead of adding cold water to your jelly once you make it, you're going to add the syrup. And at the end of the day, you might think, oh, isn't that going to sweeten the trifle too much? Really it doesn't, because all the other stuff we add, yes, it's sweet, but it's not that far into the sweet profile that you feel, oh, I don't feel like I want more. Now the rest of the fruit, so I'm just putting it in a Tupperware container and putting it in the fridge, ready for tomorrow. You want to be absolutely sure that all the gelatin is melted. And the only way to do that is to use hot boiling water. We want a really firm jelly that will hold the square shape. So that's why we're adding about 100 milliliter less of cold water. Easy way to check if your gelatin is ready. You can see there's still gelatin on the spoon, so I know it's not ready yet. The spoon is completely clean, so I know everything has completely dissolved. Now you can add your syrup from your fruit. Then I'm going to put this one in the fridge. Preheat your oven to 220 degrees Celsius. Add our sugar. Take our eggs and add them just in preparation for the steps ahead. We want to sift our flour. Add your vanilla extract to your sugar and eggs. We are going to whisk the eggs and the sugar and everything until it fluffs up and doubles in size. And then we're going to fold in our flour. If you overmix it once you add your flour, your Swiss roll is going to lose all the air. Once we put it on the flames, you are going to have to use a hand whisk, but we are going to use the hand mixer when we take it off the heat. We are going to double boil our mixture. We are going to add some water to the bottom of our pan. With the amount of water you put in, you just don't want to touch the bottom of your bowl, but make sure you keep whisking. So we're going to put on our heat, and then we're going to turn it down a notch. Once you just have a foamy bowl of eggs, you are done with your double boiler. And you want to mix it for quite some time now, because you want as much egg being incorporated into this, because once you start folding in your egg whites, it's going to deflate a bit. So we're going to add our flour, and then you're going to mix it in, not slowly, as quickly as possible, because you don't want to lose too much air. And then another very important thing is you want your oven to be on temperature. If your oven's not on temperature, it's not going to cook in the required time. Put it in the oven, 10 minutes. Our cake is completely cooled down. You just want to spread some apricot jam. The custard is also going to be in 2 layers in the trifle. Once again, to make the assembly of the trifle a bit easier, I like to make 2 batches of custard rather than one big one. With the eggs, and this is the big secret, you are going to add condensed milk. So we're not adding sugar. You can swap out the condensed milk with 100 grams of sugar, and then you're going to use a tablespoon of cornstarch, whereas I'm now adding 25 milliliters. We are going to whisk this all together. We are going to put it on quite a low heat. You are going to add your milk, cream, and your vanilla extract. Just keep stirring. Later in the process, you have to incorporate it into your egg mixture, but you have to incorporate it slowly. You don't want the eggs to cook. You can see I can still put my finger into the milk. My hands are washed once again. Okay, it's hot enough now. Add it slowly. You don't want to stop mixing, because once you put this entire mixture on the stove again, your maizena is going to start reacting and it's going to start thickening your custard. I'm going to also put it on quite a low temperature. With this part, whatever you do, don't stop whisking. It's this part where the lumps will start to form if you don't whisk. It will feel like it's not getting thicker, but then suddenly you will see on the texture, no, it's starting to get thicker. It's a very instant reaction. And it might still look a bit runny, but remember, once we allow it to cool down, it's going to set even more. So I'm going to turn off the heat and just continue mixing. It's a lovely thick consistency right now. And you can see, you can test it on the spoon if you drag my finger across. It's not flowing back. I'm going to take it off of the heat completely. Then once everything is out, you are going to take some cling wrap, contact wrap your custard. Now what that entails, you want the cling wrap to make contact with the custard. The contact wrap helps to prevent a skin from forming on the top. So this was the first custard. We're going to do the exact same process again for the second custard. How exciting and fun was yesterday not to prepare all these components of a wonderful trifle. We are going to layer in the order of cake. So alcohol or syrup of your choice, jelly, fruit, custard, and repeat. I know that it takes about 8 slices to fill one layer in my trifle bowl. Usually you would top and tail the cake. With the trifle, it doesn't really matter. You don't necessarily see each individual piece. When you put in your bowl, make sure to look at the side of your bowl, because at the end of the day, the trifle is going to taste amazing no matter what, but you want it to look pretty as well. You put all this hard work in yesterday and today preparing the trifle, so might as well just put in that little bit of more effort to make it look pretty. Next, we are going to add a bit of moisture to the cake layer. I'm going to use Jeripigo, especially red Jeripigo, all the way from the Northern Cape. You can use rum, you can use sherry, you can use brandy, anything that goes with the flavor palette of your entire trifle. You also don't have to use alcohol. You can use alcohol-free options. You can add flavored syrups. It's really all up to you. And you're going to drizzle it as evenly as you can. The thing with this layer is you don't want the cake to become soggy. Next, we're going to add one of our jelly layers. And with this layer, again, my hands are washed. You might have to go in with your hand. The jelly is quite sticky. Now, we simply repeat. You can take your cake pieces and break them into smaller pieces and squeeze them in there so that you can have one solid line of cake. This is really going to help at the end of the day with how visually pleasing your cake looks. We just finished our final layer on top, but the trifle's not done yet. Right now, we're going to put it in the fridge just for all the layers to set. I just rinsed and washed some berries. For the cream layer, we are going to make some whipping cream, sugar, vanilla essence. So we're going to whip it up at about a medium speed. We're using the whisk attachment. Don't walk away, it whips extremely quickly. You'll see the stiff peaks. That's how you know your whipping cream is ready. The next step is to get your whipping cream into your piping bag. You don't have to use a tip. I'm going to use a star tip. Of some sort, and then you just pop in your piping bag, draw over the edges, open up the inside, and that way you have a very easy way to scoop your cream into your piping bag. Our trifle has been sitting in the fridge for about an hour and a half actually. So right now we're just going to finish off the final detail, and this is where you have full creative freedom. And voila, my complete trifle. I hope you guys enjoy making a trifle just as much as I have enjoyed it. It truly is a lot of fun. It's a fun family activity, and it's just, really making a trifle all the way from scratch and looking at this being like, wow, I made that. It's a really fun feeling.
Gonna